Jaron Lanier is considered one of the fathers of virtual reality and a veteran of Silicon Valley. And he says social media and its algorithms are harming your health. In his book, 10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now, Lanier contends that sites like Facebook and Twitter are dopamine farms that are reprogramming how you think and feel. He says they're also causing political instability and are changing the global economy for the worse. Well, joining me now from Seattle, Washington is computer scientist, inventor of VR. He's even a classical composer, Jaron Lanier. Good to have you on the program, Jaron. Tell me why we should unplug. Tell me why we should delete our social media accounts.
Well, there are 10 reasons, okay? One reason is that scientific studies have shown that even though it's hard to delete your accounts, when you do, you get happier. You get more productive, you have more time. But that might be the least of the reasons. When a lot of people do, their society becomes better, it becomes more peaceful. People believe in facts more instead of silly conspiracy theories. What's amazing is that just this one technology seems to have made every layer of life worse. But since we're all addicted to it, it's hard to see that.
Right. And so, full disclosure, one of the great perks of my job is that I can read a book and then come and talk to my team and say, hey, I read this book, it's fantastic, we should get the author on. That's exactly what happened with your book. I read it about a month ago. While I was reading it, it was actually, I posted my last tweet about a month ago. And I said, guys, this could be my last tweet because the book was so compelling. Your arguments were so strong, right? So I haven't tweeted in a month. I haven't gone onto Facebook. I haven't gone into my Instagram. I've left them idle. I haven't deleted them yet, but I found it really compelling. Now, I might be a convert. I don't know. I'm sort of in this in-between phase. I will agree that I've read more in the past month. I've read loads of books, and I've found, for me personally, I found my concentration back. I've been able to concentrate a bit better, right? Be that as it may, there's something a bit more nefarious that you talk about in the book. You talk about the fact that social media is manufacturing in a terrible way. It's making us behave differently, and it's designing bad behavior or unnatural behavior. Now, help me understand that and explain that properly.
Sure. Well, in the business models for companies like Facebook and Twitter, but also I have to say for Google, the only product that they make money from essentially is the ability to persuade and change the behaviors of their users. So you're not the customer of these things. The customer is the advertiser off to the side, and the advertiser believes that they're able to gain some kind of modification in what you do, what you think, and it's sneaky. You don't understand all that's being done to you. Very strange behavior modification algorithms are being applied, and all this data that's being taken is what feeds those algorithms. Now, the problem with this is that if you have a society where anytime two people do something together, the only way that's financed is because of a third person who wants to manipulate them, you end up with an entire society optimized for manipulation, for sneakiness, for trickiness. And so what you do is you open it up to all kinds of bad actors to come in and create divisions, ruin elections, make politics insane. And I have to say, we've seen so many examples of that it's crazy to deny it anymore. If you ask, how did an organization like ISIS become so powerful so quickly? Well, it's because the social media technology is designed to amplify exactly the worst people. If you ask, why is violence returning to areas that had been gradually becoming more peaceful in rural India and Southeast Asia and parts of Africa? Once again, we see the same phenomenon. Social media arrives and then the violence follows. There are too many examples to give. I think so the thing is, though, that people are genuinely addicted. The addiction is technically very similar to gambling addiction.
Right.
When somebody becomes addicted to gambling, they don't want to believe it. They think they're in control, but they're not. And so since everybody's addicted to this stuff, when you talk to them about it, it's very hard for them to understand because they're addicted. It's essentially a form of being hypnotized, but by a hypnotist who's working for somebody else.
Right.
It's a very strange situation.
Okay.